Okay, well, guess what? We got a new little segment for y'all. Okay, listen. Thank you, Jami, for that one. Okay, we was feeling it. So, you guys, I went ahead and watched this full interview, right? Because there was a clip going around of a sexologist by the name of Michelle Hope. Okay, she is like, I think, MH Sexpert, something like that on Instagram. But you can Google her. Her name is Michelle Hope, right? Sexologist. She was on this panel.
HOLT?
No, Hope. HOPE.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Let me get that right. Sorry. But she was on 8 at the Table, which is gaining a lot of traction recently. You will remember they had the conversation, what do Black women bring to the table? That conversation was, kind of big when it happened, right? So now they had another viral moment where the woman has her vagina, her little stuffed vagina to show y'all, the vagina vulva. Parts. Her vulva, right. Yes, let's be very clear. The vulva, because she wanted to let y'all know that the lip part is a vulva. Inside is the vagina, just so we're clear, okay? And so she was like, why are you trying to beat me up? Very serious conversation around the language that we use to talk about sex. Now, I'm guilty of this myself. You know what I'm saying? I say shoot the club up all the time, okay? Thank you, Charlemagne the God, for that one, okay? But, just to go, who gave me that? That one, okay? But I do want to say that I do think that we have to start paying attention to words. And I think around like the 80s or 90s, we stopped caring so much about the things that we said publicly, as far as how we talked about sex, as far as how we referred to sex, especially towards Black women. And so even though I feel like there's always probably been more violence towards Black women living in a racist society and all of that, there are numbers that show that violence against Black women is like extremely high, especially in domestic violence situations. And that kind of mirrors the language used to describe sex acts with women, okay? Now, people think it's just surface level. She's on this panel, and honestly, I felt like the panel, if you watch the interview, I have it down below in the description box. The interview was good for two reasons. One, it was a good subject matter, but also because we were watching her respond to their ignorance. She had it up to here with trying to have this very serious conversation with people who could not handle this conversation like adults. First of all, you have one of the guys that's sitting down there mad because the conversation is serious and not about how great pregnant pussy is, which is just disgusting within itself, that you want to ask somebody, why is pregnant pussy so good? As if he wanted to dumb the conversation down because y'all making it too deep. Because she wanted to talk about how this language that we use is violent, and it's showcasing in the way we are desensitized to violence against Black women, right? So I was in the comments on this post, and I said, because I was reading some of the posts, and the girl was like, yeah, because, when they be banging it out, it gets really swollen and it hurts. And the same girl gave another example of when she had sex with a guy and his thing was so big, like she said, the next day her stomach was hurting because he had bruised her cervix. Okay. So the conversation that they're having about sex changes when one of the girls, I feel like, wanted to let it be known that she takes big dick all the time, and that
that's who I wanted to talk about.
Girl, when I tell you that girl was so damn ignorant,
weird flex,
I said,
but okay.
Girl, you said the same thing I said. I said, that's the weirdest flex to tell another woman. Y'all, it is very weird for a woman to tell another woman,
I couldn't hear shit.
You just... You back?
Welcome back.
Welcome back. I couldn't hear that. My sound went out. So
okay. So we're talking about that 8 at the Table conversation, and then we got into the portion where the one girl turns to the sexologist, the 40-year-old woman, and tells her, you just mad because you can't take dick. because the woman is trying to explain that even though you're so excited about the huge penis that you are getting banged out by every day, your vagina actually only in inches, it's 8 to 9 inches at its longest, and that's only when you are fully aroused. So your vagina is not fully taking anything bigger than that. Anything bigger than that, if it's going all the way in, it's doing damage, and that is not what it's supposed to do. So there's this idea that as women, and that's what the girl didn't even realize she was actually exhibiting. She was almost trying to argue with the sexologist about
that her
these
vagina
facts.
could take.
Yeah, that her vagina could take this big old dick, and that something is wrong with the rest of you girls, light-skinned girls, mind you. I felt like she was coming from this standpoint of because a lot of the comments after the fact were trying to dress the sexologist down because she's very light complected, like she's not a black woman.
That part.
Yeah, she was talking about, because I watched, she actually did a live yesterday. I had just followed her, and then she got on live, and I was watching her live. And she was really trying to have this conversation about how the way we talk about sex as it pertains to Black people in our community, in urban society, whatever, beating the pussy up, those conversations are understood amongst adults. But when children are listening through the gaze of adults about sex, they form these ideas about sex that can be violent, and they'll think it's normal. So if you like rough sex, then great, that's rough sex. But I need for you girls to know that your vagina should not be that sore after. Yeah, if you were getting banged out for a good hour and a half and he has something sizable, you should probably be sore for the next day or two. But it should not be like painful like that. You shouldn't be swollen like that. Not for real, if he knew what he was doing. And I have to ask these girls who are so excited to have their nether regions damaged after sex if you're actually having an orgasm. Because I feel like a lot of y'all don't know what good sex is because you view good sex based off how your partner feels about the sex when it's over versus how you felt about the sex when it was.
And she said that. The one who was trying to glorify how much peen her vagina could take, she was the one in the interview that said for so long, sex was never for her. It was always for her partner. And then she makes it seem like she's evolved since then to learn more about herself as a woman. But then in the same breath is talking about how almost making it seem like she's better than the other girl because she can take more peen. I'm like, you still go back. That's like bird logic. I have to say that. That's bird logic. The comments that she was making was more so to like impress men. I do have to say the sexologist had some really, really good points. She was aggressive in the tone in which she was talking to them from jump. Like it didn't just go from, 0 to 10. It went from first ignorant comment, boom. Like I'm telling you, she
didn't even crack a smile. When the girl was like, because I want them to murder the pussy. It's the same girl. She was like, because, maybe we just want them to murder the pussy, and everybody's ha, 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 ha. And the sexologist.
Then the comments about the safe word. I felt like it was very chaotic. And I know people like to say, y'all be talking over each other too much. We've improved on that. We have good conversations regardless. Y'all understand what we're trying to say. But this panel right here, how you going to invite the guest on to teach y'all formal education about sex, but then y'all keep over talking her about sex? Like what? It just,
and then arguing with her about like the facts. That's what was killing me. Like, why are you arguing? First of all, they asked her a question. They were like, okay, so how do we have these conversations that are uncomfortable amongst partners? Like if I like something, if I don't like something, how do you have these conversations? Because sometimes, especially men, they don't know how to handle it. Like I had one time a dude was down there. I said, oh yeah, this way, or keep doing it like that. And a nigga got mad and upset and walked away because it was too much direction for him. Okay, because he was so child, whatever. But y'all know what I mean. That's just,
you have to get it like Simon says.
Okay, you need to learn, don't be mad, learn, okay? But either way, the lady was like, if you write it down in the moment, so like when you have that moment where you're feeling like something didn't go right, write it down so that when you want to have the conversation, you can have the language to say it later on. That's what she was trying to say, because a lot of times we'll feel things in a moment, but by the time it comes time to talk about it, we can't exactly figure out how to vocalize or put words to what we were feeling in that moment the way we could, and we will write it out when we're feeling it. So she was trying to give them that advice. And this girl turns around and says, I feel like you're trying to overcomplicate sex. And I was like, girl, sex is the most complicated thing in life. What the fuck are you talking about? Sex is the only thing that can kill and give life at the exact same time. Like, I don't even understand how something that is so serious, you could say, girl, I can't be writing nothing down about it. That's overcomplicating it. But you never even knew how to have pleasurable sex. So it's kind of like, girl, what? Go ahead.
I didn't see it, so I don't know. But I feel like certain people can't talk about sex. I feel like you can invite someone somewhere to have a conversation, but the way y'all explain it is as if they were trying to be funny with sex conversation. She was trying to be serious. I think you can't, and both can't happen at the same time. It's like sometimes they didn't read the room, so another guest may have played around a little bit more, whereas that lady seemed like, well, no, I said what I said. So I think even this with sex in general, there needs to be consistent conversation. Like if you don't, your cooch should not be beat up. That's a given. Take what you can take. Let that be.
Somebody argued with me about that in the comments. I was like, okay, don't listen to me. Multiple orgasm having ass bitch. Don't listen to me.
It's a thing where everybody has to be open to what they want to discuss. I think as women, it's just now being okay to have open conversations about sex. So before, women didn't know, so she just may not know that she's not supposed to take big dick, and she don't know that. But I also feel like you're supposed to talk to your partner. Like there should be more communication before we even have sex. So I know what you like. Like I think people sometimes just get the fucking.
And that's what she said, Jay.
And that's what
that exact point you made is what she said in the interview.
I told you I live a life. But because like the conversation about what I like should be what you want to hear. Because why would you not want to know? And I want to know what you like. People they don't talk anymore, and they just fuck. Mm-hmm. And if that's going to do, then go fuck and be married. But I also think that comes with age, time, experience. Like I think no one knows what to say they first, second, third. It takes years to figure out what you want to do, and if you still haven't got there. But that's the same girl that said she's uncomfortable from her man. It's not that plain pussy.
Girl.
It's just people have to do what works for them.
Pussy
and
made
if
of
you're not
steel.
open to the therapist, then don't have a room. But I think they didn't. It sound like they didn't read the room, and it just got crazy.
They didn't.
But,
they didn't. But I'm gonna tell you, I noticed that nuance of when she said that not only to the sexologist, but she said it to the other girl that's on the panel, because the other girl was like, well, okay, because my coochie's tight and small, bitch, and I can't take all of that. Fine. Because she was like, because you can't take dick. And it was almost like that's a weird flex to try to say over another woman, you can't take dick. Ma'am, that's only a flex between you and your man when he likes to see the thing disappear and all of that. That's great for y'all, okay? But that's not something that you can like argue with another woman, because if she can or can't, that does nothing for you. So what was that for? Like, it was just weird. And I feel like it's because, like, as a browner skinned, thicker woman, I think she views herself in competition to women who are, light complected and giving Latina vibes and all of that. She, a black girl, but she was giving island vibes. But still, I felt like you low key find yourself in competition with women of that complexion. So you already had some underlying kind of aggression, which is why the first thing that come out your mouth is you can't take dick to everybody as soon as you want to say something, because what, the brown thick girls take all the dick or something. No, don't over sexualize the brown thick girls like that just because that's what you want, ma'am.
Yeah, I haven't seen the video yet, so I don't have much to add regarding the topic at hand.
Okay, so how do you feel about the whole rough sex situation? Like, do you feel like dudes be out here, just thinking that if they bow, they did a good job? Because some dudes really do be feeling like that.
I think so. I had an ex that was like that. And it seems like it didn't matter if I complained about that. I think in their head, that was the only way they knew how to like get it in. So it made like the sex life very unenjoyable for me. And then over time, because of that, other things transpired in the relationship that caused it to fail at a later time. But that just wasn't enjoyable. And then I think a
How
lot of
young?
times
Like,
people
were you
just
a
go into
teenager, like a late, like a teenager, or
uh
like
I was like
Early
mid
20s?
20s.
20s.
Yeah, like mid 20s, like early to mid 20s. I think
I
a
think
lot
by
of
mid
times
20s,
too,
you need to learn how to stop beating, don't
right?
beat it up. Like,
People don't
not
have
really.
intimacy either. Like when they get ready, or so I guess foreplay, whatever y'all want to call it,
Mm.
but they don't really have that. They just go straight into boom, 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 boom.
Right,
And
that
I
ain't
feel
gonna
like a lot
work.
of people don't even know what they really like, or any, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to that. That's
Yes.
probably why your cootie twat be swole, because he ain't even got you to
To the
that
place that it's
place
supposed to
yet. It's
go.
just, let's get
And
Yes.
into
she
the
said
moment,
that.
and then once you get into the moment, he's getting off, you're not, and you're sore the next day or later on that day, and something not feeling right. Just like
But
that
he
person
told
said, it's
you,
because you ain't with enough. He ain't
but he
giving you.
told you that you took that dick, so you proud. Like,
Right.
And
And then
so
I feel like with sex, I don't know, but I feel like a lot of women, and myself included in the past, really didn't like, it was enjoyable, but it did seem like, because I wasn't fully aware or knowledgeable about sex, it does come off like it's for the other person more than it is, for you to enjoy it. It's more so like for the other person.
I think
and
I
I,
more
don't
men and women need to have a I think men think they doing good because men don't sit and talk amongst each other and say what men doing wrong. Whereas women will sit
know.
around
Yeah.
with each other. We'll say how we can do things differently. We'll have open dialogue. I don't think men do. I really do wish more adult men and women would have these talks, because men don't know they don't know what they're doing. Because no one is saying it, and women we won't tell them sometimes. Just beat the pussy up. I'm gonna go home and leave it be. But I
see,
I
do
keep
people
think.
will
telling
come
y'all,
on over
stop
here.
lying. Stop
I think
lying to
the
these
Uh,
niggas. Tell them that you
But see,
didn't
I don't
know.
think it's, I don't think I think women, for me,
You did a bad job.
no, I think for me, when you don't know what sex is supposed to be, you're learning. So until you
Mhm.
fully know, I can't express that. So I say for a time for everyone, for men and women, it's a learning curve, and it's
Oh
up to
yeah,
us to
and
figure out
with every
when we stop.
person,
It
Right. So I think
with
it's
is,
every
like
because they
I
don't,
think we
person
when
have
you
to
is
figure
come
it out.
different.
older, when you're growing up, they teach you to not do those things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Like
you're
right.
even
not
when you come
actually
into
figuring
exploring
out
your
what you
body,
like, right?
yes. And it's like sex conversations amongst your partner actually kind of feels like STD talks that people
Mm-hmm.
don't want to have, like
Mm.
open
And how to
like
put
Right.
and how to put a
conversations about
condom on a
dicks and
banana
stuff.
and shit.
Correct. Yeah. So
Like,
it's like people kind of shy away from that. Something you said earlier, Bondy, about violence against women is high. Another thing that's really high for me when I think about it is tolerance. I think tolerance and pain level when it
Oh yeah.
comes to women is extremely
mm.
high. And then they put it in songs and stuff, so they just think that's
I
how
beat the
women,
uh,
like
uh,
it's like the music teach these people how to operate sexually. The
Exactly. And
videos teach
porn.
yes.
these
And
people,
porn,
yeah,
which is not
Yes.
what you're
exactly.
supposed to do.
It's
And
not
not
real sex,
understanding
y'all.
that it's a case by case situation. Everybody's not going to respond to that
This,
of how
Everyone
you
should be
saw it
having
on there.
orgasms though. And I would implore every woman, okay, and every young woman to masturbate. And I say this because when I was growing up, you were made to feel bad for masturbating, like it's something you shouldn't have been doing. You're
Mm-hmm.
nasty or something. But no, young women, listen to me, masturbate. Because if you teach yourself how to come, then you can teach someone else how to make you come. Okay. And vibrators during penetration, clitoral vibrators during penetration is amazing. Do yourself a favor. If your nigga feels away, tell him stop being an asshole and just get with the program. He'll like it too.
yeah.
They like that vibrating feeling because they can feel that also when you're doing your thing, they can feel that too.
Get you one of them
So
roses.
yes, get you a rose or get you a silver bullet or whatever you want to do. And because I have a few of them. Okay. Don't slip on the sex toys, ladies, but you have got to learn how to make yourself orgasm so that you can teach men how to. And please listen to me. Stop letting these niggas think they did something when they did not. Stop sending them out back into the world thinking that they knew what they was doing when they did not know what they were doing. And men, I know a lot of y'all don't listen to us, but listen to me clearly. What you do for one woman may work when you go to the next woman, it may not work. So you need to be someone that is going to a situation with a woman feeling like, how can I make you feel good? Because women are always showing up in that mindset. So you need to show up feeling like, how can I make you feel good? Specifically you, not let me show you how good my dick is based off what I learned from Bam Bam back in the 7th grade. Like, thank you, but no thank you. Okay. Because it's a learning curve, like Jay Lee said. You have to learn each other. Okay. Thank you for the super chat. Hold up, it slipped. Elite Leo, thank you. There used to be a show called Sex Sent Me to the ER. I remember that. That was about injuries caused from sex. That's because people be doing too much. Y'all got to calm down, and y'all got to have safe words, and don't be listening to ignorant people. If you like to get choked and you can't rely on your nigga to know what a tap is, then you need a safe word so that one day, you know, if he in it too much or his eyes closed, because she was like, the girl was like, I'm expecting my nigga to look at me and see. And it's yeah, but girl, what if his eyes closed? Like, what is you talking about? Like, get a safe word, bitch. It's not tough. It's not hard. Anyway, y'all should check that interview out. We should bring that sexologist on here. I thought about it. I'm gonna hit her up in her DMs because I feel like I would love for her to come here and have that conversation, because I think we're the ones that can handle it. Sorry, no disrespect to 8 at the table. Y'all do great work over there. Y'all get us talking, but ultimately, yikes. Ooh, what's the haps on the craps? All right, y'all. So with that being said, are we done? Are we done? Can we move on now?